Welcome mates and Bloodthirsty Lord by Untitled Lordy and Wukong just got released, and we've been playing a couple of games in custom matches, or pretty much player versus AI solo. We've been testing the character and see what his strong points are. We found some strong points and some very abusive factors on the character, and obviously we're going to try and abuse that factor within this build, and this build could be one of the best builds at this current moment for Wukong. And obviously in the next coming days, if I want to change anything and improve it, I'll try to keep you guys up to date with my build in my videos, so hopefully we can perfect this build to like 100% perfectness, because right now it's 100% crit chance, and this build packs a lot of damage and utilizes his passives pretty well. But mates, before we get into this video, make sure you smash that like button. Let's try to get 200 likes on this video. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So that's Wukong with 100% crit chance. You can see the title right there, pretty beast-like, and let's talk about the build. So we got the prime card being the Warlord card itself, which pretty much provides attack speed increase followed up by the prime basic stats that you do get out of it passively when you do activate prime. So that's a really good prime card that you want to take once you've activated the prime buff. So that's why I take as my prime card. Now let's move on to the consumables, and we have a kind of a bit of them right here, because depending on the situation, I mean, I could play this character within the jungle, which I think could be his best position, followed up by the off lane and also the mid lane. I've been testing this character. I feel like he's better in the jungle because he's just more effective with his passive, but can also work in other lanes, and I don't want to pretty much stop that from happening. Whenever I can get the character and play it, I'm going to try my best to play it in whatever role I'm in. So this is what I have for the starting items. We have health pot, we have a mana pot, we have a strike tokens, 2 of them, we have a heal token, and a blink charm. The reason why, because obviously your starting can be pretty optional depending on your situation. If you want more sustain, you go a health pot with a healer token, but if you want pretty much a basic start, you go mana pot, health pot, and a strike token for a little bit of extra damage. But if you're in the jungle, you just want to pretty much farm as hell until you reach level 5 and get your passive ultimate, then you'll go with your health token and 2 strike tokens, and then at some stage of the game you'll use blink charm to help you become even more evasive, because this character is super evasive. But you give it a blink charm as well, nothing will be able to kill you. You will become the Duke God, and that is what we're trying to achieve as well at the same time, while doing a massive amount of damage with this character. So let's move on to the equipment. We have the Assassin's Ward, pretty much giving us vision throughout the game, followed by its pretty much base stats, because the initial stats are the best for a ward that you can discard in the future, and this is one of the best in my opinion. It's got 6 power, 4 base pen, and 2.5 lifesteal. I'm trying to keep this card in my build as long as possible to gain vision and help my team out, pretty much pick anyone else, and this obviously helps with doing that. But at the same time, towards the very end, because I'm going to go for more damage items, I will discard this at the end. But either way, I'm going to pack a punch with my build. Let's move on to the next card, and that is the Rift Scepter, pretty much providing 6 power, 4% crit chance initially. Then we have Die Wound and major cast upgrades on this card, followed up by the full upgrade bonus of 12. The reason why we have these cards and the Spear of the Rift Hunters is to reach the 100% crit chance goal, and it does work out pretty well with nearly every character that does have the benefits of using crit damage. And this character has 10 base attack damage stat. Pretty much he loves to use basic attack, so you have to go 100% crit chance, or pretty much a really high crit chance on this character. And the next card that we have that you're seeing right now is the Spear of the Rift Hunter, with initial stacks of 6 power, 4% crit chance, with some Die Wound upgrades, 2 of them exactly, and 1 major cast upgrade, followed up by the full upgrade bonus of 8% crit chance. And then we pretty much have another Spear of the Rift Hunter with 3 dire wounds. Pretty simple. Then also we have another starting item here, or pretty much one of my early game items, being Stalkers Siphon. And this is pretty much going to keep the character alive in the early game stages until he reaches his mid game stages, which is pretty much his ultimate being activated on the character. Initially with this card, you do gain 2.5 lifesteal and 5.5 attack speed. Unique passive is base attacks on jungle minions restore 8 plus health. And obviously this card does connect to the jungle, so if you're not playing in the jungle, do not use this card. We have another card in this build that is made for the other lanes as well. The full upgrade bonus of this card is 5.5 attack speed, and we do have 3 minor kinetic upgrades on that to help us out. And then we start moving on to our damage cards, followed up by attack speed cards. Whirling Wind is a very good option, which provides 6 power, 5.5 attack speed, with upgrades of kinetic strike and minor strike, and also the full upgrade being 11 attack speed. Pretty disgusting. Then we have the Wind Cover Blade, which is going to be one of our early game item starts that we can choose from, that and the Stalkers Siphon, which will go into the direction of this build very soon. The initial stats of this actual item is 6 power, 5.5 attack speed, and also the upgrades are 2 minor casts, 1 minor kinetics, and the full full upgrade bonus of 12 power. It's pretty good, and obviously we have the mid-game to late-game item here of the exact same card, which provides Kinetic, Minor Strike, and a Minor Kinetic. Pretty much the upgrade difference isn't too crazy, but it's going to help reach that 60 CP mark, while I'm also doing a bit of damage, and obviously having a bit of attack speed out of the item. Then we followed up by the last item on this build, which is the Blade of the Gora, which will provide us with 6 power initially, and the full upgrade bonus is 100% crit chance, and we do have 3 minor cast upgrades on that card in order to reach the full upgrade bonus, and that is obviously going to help with the 100% crit chance we do have in this build. And the idea is, your passive on your ultimate is pretty much every time you hit with your basic attack, you're able to create an immobile character or clone of yourself in that position that will be able to do damage, and that can use the crit damage you do have in your build. So the idea is that with attack speed, I'm hitting a little bit faster, so I'm pretty much producing more clones. At the same time, the clone that is there will do 3 basic attack, or pretty much 5 seconds will be there and then disappear. If it does hit any opponents, it's doing crit damage, and it's doing a whole bunch of that with this build because of the crit bonus, the crit percentage that you do gain out of it, and also the attack speed is helping create those clones pretty quickly. That's the idea of this build, and it does work out pretty well in my opinion. This character does provide so much when you build it like this. Obviously in the future, we might change the build quite a bit, maybe do some other builds on the character, because this character can be played in other ways, and there's so many interesting ways you can play this character, and I'm just super hyped for this. I can't wait to pretty much keep playing this character and keep perfecting this build. But before we end off this video, we have to talk about the actual build order, and pretty much if you're starting off with the jungle, you want to get 2 strike tokens and a health pod. If you're starting within the offlane, you will get the healer token, then obviously the health pod. Or if you're starting in the mid lane, you can go the strike token, mana pot, and health pot, just help you pretty much poke the enemy laner, while also pretty much farming and sustaining in your lane. That is the basic start. Then we move on to the early game items, which you do have a choice. If you're in the jungle, you can use the Stalkers Siphon as your first main item, and then move on to the Wind Cover Blade, which is the next early game item. If not, discard this card, don't use it at all, and then move into the Wind Cover Blade if you're in the mid lane or off lane. Then we move on to the next card, which is going to be your Assassin's Ward, which is another early game item you can use to gain vision on your opponents. Then we move on to the other cards, which can be the damage output cards, Whirling Wind and the Wind Cover Blade right there, which will pretty much provide you the mid-game bonuses that you need with your passive, the attack speed, pretty much creating more clones, or you can go to the crit side straight away and start building that crit and damage, and get that 100% crit chance as quick as possible. But at the same time, don't forget to build this item. This is pretty much not your last item. You can build this card into like 50 to 75% of your build, and it would work out pretty well because you would have already crit chance in your build in some way. It could be low, around 20%, or it can be really high in the 100% stages. But with the Blade of the Gora, every time you crit, you're doing crit bonus, which means you're doing more damage overall, and with your clones to help you out, that's a lot of damage. So that's pretty much my build. That's how I think about this character, and I feel like it's pretty awesome to use a build like this. But mates, as always, tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about Wukong? Have you actually played him yet? Because he's really fun in my opinion, very evasive and very offensive depending on what stance you're in. And that's something we're going to talk about in a future video. But it was really fun playing this character with this build. But tell me your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section down below. And also, what cards do you want to see in here or my future builds for Wukong? Do you want me to test a certain card and see how good it actually works on it? Because I'm testing Thundercleaver, and I do want to see if the benefits of Thundercleaver does affect his clones as well, but that's something for another video, something that we're still testing. So mates, if you did enjoy this video, show us by smashing that like button. Let's try to get 200 likes on this video, and if you want to see more Paragon gaming content and gaming content in general on my channel, all you have to do is share this with your friends and hit the subscribe button to become a mate today. That is all for this video. Oh, time to go, but don't you worry, we're back very soon. Hey Dad boys, because I ain't seen nothing yet. Mates, test out this build and hopefully you destroy every game you play with this build, getting insane amount of kills at the same time. But mates, focus on your early game. Make sure you don't die, make sure you do a lot and abuse the enemy team in order to become the one true Monkey King.